Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be talking about what you need to do once you reach level 80 in Legion Remix and what's there to do for the endgame part of this event. So, congratulations, you reached level 80 and now you're probably wondering what should I do next? So here, probably the most important thing you're going to need to prioritize is simply gearing up your character and also increasing the infinite power and the different ranks for your artifact weapon. So here, what I would recommend you to do first is to complete your different infinite research quests from Eternus. Here, normally you will probably have already a few of them available and you can just complete all of them because these will reward you with the cache of infinite powers that will reward you with some good pieces of gear already. And so that's a first easy way to get some gear for your character. Once this is done, you should normally be capped at around 12 at the beginning. You want to come in the Infinite Bazaar or in the Infinite Market, and here you want to talk to Moratari. And Moratari will have a quest that will just require you to talk to her. And when you do so, you will basically be able to decrease the limit for your infinite research back to 0. So it means that, for instance, if you manage to do all 12 of them, you can then go talk to her and you can reset it back to 0. And then you can do even more of these different infinite research quests. Like that, you will have even more of these different chests and you will be able to get even more good pieces of gear. Now, the next thing I would recommend you to do is to activate the Eric World tier, simply because with that, you will be able, when killing different rares or empowered mobs or really doing anything in the open world, to get way more infinite power and way more gear from these different sources. The only thing is that, of course, these mobs are a little bit more challenging to kill. So if you really have no gear at all, it might be a little bit intense at the beginning. But very early on, you should be able to then kill all these mobs pretty easily. And so just make sure to have these turned on because, again, it will make it easier to get some really good pieces of gear and especially tons of more infinite power for your artifact weapon. Another important thing that you want to do right away is to start unlocking your different infinite knowledge, because this is what will allow you to get even more infinite power from any source in the game. And so the more of this infinite knowledge you unlock, the faster it will be for you to get infinite power and the more powerful you will get. So this is another very important thing to do. And here, basically, these will come from many different achievements. So I would recommend you to just go here in your Legion Remix achievement tabs and you will be able to see all the ones that will require you to do things and that will then allow you to get one more infinite knowledge. So you have a lot that you can already do right now. And like that, you will be able, hopefully, to farm even more bronze even faster. Then the next thing that you should do, and this is really where you're going to be able to build the gear for your character and to also get tons of infinite power, it's simply doing all the different raids, because again, these raids are available in any difficulty. So for instance, during the same day on the same character, you will be able to do the raid in LFR, normal, Eric, and Mythic. And also they are on a daily lockout. So it means that you can just do them again and again and again. Right now we are limited to only 2 raids, but it will increase later on. And even with these 2 raids, it's already a really good source of gearing and infinite power. So really all you have to do for the LFR raids is to go in Raid Finder, and here you will be able to find these different groups available. And then for the other difficulties, you want to go in Premade Groups, Raid Legion, and here you want to type the name of the raid you want to do, and then you will be able to join either normal, Eric, or Mythic. Probably if you just reach level 80, it will be difficult for you to get invited in Mythic groups, but normal and Eric should be very easy because they are already super easy to do. So just sign up for some of these different groups. If you can play a tank or healer, it will definitely make it a little bit easier. And then like that, you will be able to go and get some really good pieces of gear and also more infinite power by simply killing all these different bosses. Also here, I think it's important to remember that when you will be doing these raids, you will be getting a lot of the different modes of a broken time and also tons of these different fragmented Memento of Epoch challenges. So these two items are actually going to be really good for you, because this one will allow you to get some good pieces of gear, and this one will allow you to get even more infinite power. So for instance here, just to show you, let's create a few pieces of gear with this one. So as you can see, I just got this trinket right here. And each time it will increase the eye level depending on your average eye level. So for instance here, I'm limited to 584 because so far, as you can see, my eye level is only 570 on average. And so I need to reach 584 in order for then the next items to be 590, I believe, or something like that. And then it's basically something that you will need to do each time in order to then go to the next set of best in slot gear. And yeah, so as you can see, by simply using these different modes, you can very easily just do that. And here, each time I will be able to get more of these different epic items. And then with the Fragmented Memento of Epoch challenges, you will simply be able to receive tons of infinite power. So here, for instance, as you can see, it's 60,000 that I just received by combining 100 of them. And for instance, when you're doing Mythic raiding, you will get around like 20, 25 per boss. So it means that by, the end of the event, it's just going to be so easy to get so much of this Fragmented Memento of Epoch challenges and infinite power. And that's really how you will be able to start and gear up pretty efficiently. Then when you start to have a pretty good gear and also a lot of infinite power and a good eye level for your artifact weapon, what you can do is also start looking into doing Mythic Plus, because Mythic Plus is also going to be one of the best ways to get infinite power, bronze, and also gear from the event. So here you can go, as you can see right here, in the dungeons, and you will be able to explore a little bit these different groups. So of course, at the beginning, it might be a little bit challenging, especially if your eye level is not that great. But the more you will advance and the easier it should get. And yeah, something that, again, probably you want to consider doing, because Mythic Plus was really a big part of Legion, and it is also a big part of Legion Remix. And here, just to give you an approximate figure, for instance, when you will be doing some plus 40 keys, you will be able to get up to 33,000 K bronze, a lot of infinite power, and also some gear with an eye level of 690 or more. And then if you want to get some items with an eye level of 740, which is the maximum, you will need to also do that through Mythic Plus by doing some keys that I believe at around 63 plus. And so again, something that is really good. Yeah, maybe you can consider doing some Mythic Plus, especially if you enjoy already in the retail version of the game doing so. And if you don't, you can still give it a try, because probably it's going to be very different in Legion Remix, as everyone is way more powerful than in retail. Then, of course, you can start just working on collecting all the rewards, because this is really the end game of Legion Remix. It's simply collecting all the rewards that are available. So here, for instance, as soon as you will reach level 80, Eternus will give you this quest, Shape a New Legend, that will reward you with this set right here. So that could be your first objective. This is one of the coolest sets that we're going to be able to get through Legion Remix. And all you have to do really is more of these infinite research assignments and to get more infinite power. So just make sure to pick up these quests right away. Similar to that, you also have all the different zone achievements and all the over achievements that will reward you with some really good appearances. For instance, if you manage to do the Mythic Trail Vader, you will be able to get a set of armor that has been removed from the game and that will only be available during Legion Remix. So that could be another good objective. Similar with the different zones, you will have the different achievements that will each time reward you with some specific rewards. So there's tons of different things you can do, and each of them I think are great because, if you want to work on something in particular, you can just take the time to do it. And of course, another essential part of the end game is simply farming bronze. And here, I would recommend you to just do some raids and also Mythic Plus and this type of things in order to maximize the bronze you receive. And then you can just use this bronze in order to buy all the different mounts, transmogs, and all these things from the different vendors at the Infinite Bazaar. But of course, remember, there's a few that you won't be able to do right away simply because some of them will only be available with the next phases. But normally, most of them should be available now. And so you can normally already do quite a lot with what's already available right now in the game. And my last point is, of course, just have fun. Again, the end game is definitely just farming bronze and getting all the different items, but also just becoming ridiculously powerful and just going through all the raids, everything, and just one-shotting everything. So yeah, just have fun. Start building the power of your character. You can also just decide to maybe create an alt now that you have the increased experience on your artifact weapon that is Warband. So you can also decide to do that. But yeah, it's up to you. Let me know in the comments actually what you want to do first once you reach level 80. And if you're already level 80, what's the different things you enjoy doing so far in Legion Remix? I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos. And in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye.